Never forget that scientists are cowards and scum. This video is called God's First Command. It's quite ironic that this proves my point in more than one way. Genesis 1:26 must be considered. But first, I'm going to start off by reminding you that this is the truth versus despicable falsehoods that are propagated by cowards who use mainstream misconceptions, social norms, and oversimplification as part of their gender-neutral, ethnocentric agendas, and they are disproportionately whites, Jews, and Asians on the highest level. First, let us define suitable for those of you who don't get it and who love to be in denial and are basically the reason I've made so many videos, because you play stupid to look good. So I've played you out like the bitches you are. Suitable. Number one, similar. Matching. Similar. I wonder, what is the female equivalent, right? A female similarity, right? Obviously, to the top martial artist, obviously, it's not going to be some ugly Brunhilde bar wench. There basically is no such thing in this society we have today. There are nice women, but nobody is worthy. Number two, adapted to a use or purpose. B, satisfying propriety, proper. Isn't that interesting? Women will find heaven if they continue in love, faith, and propriety, or something like this, right? They use the word propriety. C, able, qualified. Who's qualified? Obviously the wisest and the best, mind, body, and soul. No one else is qualified. Imagine them trying to get me to settle on the lowest levels of society. That's what they try to do. It's fucking stupid, right? It shows their greed and their inability to live in reality. I mean, think about people who are so greedy that even though there are billions of women, and it wouldn't necessarily create a plausible threat, a viable threat to what they're trying to do, they still deny me what is naturally mine. I tell you the truth. They will know nothing but misery and death, and I will put a special emphasis on making sure their children suffer in the afterlife. That is my spiritual goal. Genesis 1:26. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over all the earth, and over the creatures that move along the ground." That was God's plan before he gave his command. He said, we're going to make them in our image. So if you're of God, are you breeding corporate trash, scientific, unnatural ninny, some tech geek, perhaps some bitch-ass conformist, perhaps some pig, some left, right, left bitch, perhaps some feminist-friendly, gay, gender-neutral pussy, less than a man? Think about it. Some controlled opposition bitch, some conformist, some corporate-sponsored pussy? Think about it. This doesn't take the top martial artist, and if you don't not only know this already, and are and don't follow suit, you have to know this and follow suit. My goodness, you should just sit down and shut up, especially if you're a martial artist. Just shut up. Genesis 2:18. It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a suitable helper for him. So these things come from God, right? There is such a thing as a soulmate, certainly from a Christian perspective. Also, logically, these are scriptures in the Bible that I agree with. The Bible is by the bull, the con whore, the min whore, despicable garbage, okay? Okay, so it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a suitable helper for him. So what happens when they interfere with their eugenicists, their scientific direction of humanity, and corporate scientist pussies, and the other scientists who chose to be scientists, who don't have the heart to go against them, who aren't martial artists? No servant can be greater. You serve the science department when you follow suit in that direction. Okay, I got a degree in information technology, so I can understand the enemy. I never worked a day in my life actually applying this thing after college. You know, it's fucking a moron would do, still fucking idiot would do something like that. Some kind of geek who thinks I'm smart. You know, what kind of a pussy are you? I'm gonna help them build the new. Shut the fuck up. Put your hand over your mouth, scientist, and shut up. Scientists can never determine what a suitable helper is. Only pure light temple, non-integrated martial science, no integrated martial science bitches, no technology bitches, no propaganda hoes, martial artists. Selfish men and cowardly women mimic what they could never be. Does a midget acting like Narmer become his equal? Does an ogre figure it out using well thought out ideas? No religious book is worth anything unless you extract the very true ideas, which you cannot miss. The sun tells the tale every day of intense glory of God, natural glory. What is more beautiful than man has created? He's a fucking idiot. Okay? He's an idiot. He thinks I am like a god. You've been here for how long, humans? Over 100,000 years? How long? And you still haven't created one work that is like the sun. Sit down, put your hand over your mouth, and shut up. Women fail miserably and refuse to follow God. Yes, the Bible is right about this as well. Genesis 3:16. To the woman he said, I will greatly increase your pains in childbearing. Stop. What does the word pain mean? Can it be a pain to find a suitable helper? Does reducing the number of great men make it more of a pain? Because you are going against God, I will do things related to spirit. Mind, body, soul, spirit. To make it harder for you to do what it takes to go to heaven. Later on in the Bible, in Timothy or Corinthians, it says that women will achieve heaven if they continue in love, faith, and propriety, in childbearing. Childbearing. That is your purpose, woman. That is the first command. Paul verifies it later. You have no excuse. I'm going to marry a corporate ninny. I'm going to marry a scientist. I'm going to marry... Shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Just shut up. That's why man will rule over you, because you're a knowledge-seeking Sophia bitch. Shut up. With pain you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. So if you choose the wrong guy, you stupid bitch, yes, you're going to hell. If you choose to break down the family, yes, you're going to hell. But pretty much at this point, you're going to hell. My job is not to save anybody anymore. The sun gate for everyone else is basically closed. My job is to explain to you why you fucked up and who you should hate as a result. Now you can sit there, that's not Jesus' message. You've already failed. Present a viable argument as to why I'm wrong. I've been talking about this on the internet for 20 years. And you couldn't do that. None of you. I will make it impossible for your seeds to achieve martial arts power in truth, and the devil will rule over them since you wished for him to rule over me. That is your fate, humanity. Like it or not, get drugged up or not, go to college and get a PhD or not. I am your Pharaoh. This is my judgment. I rule for God and against man, as always. Skin does not determine worthiness. Breeding in the Spirit of God does. You have all failed, and your children are your main works. Your children testify against you. What was God's first command? Be fruitful, right? Tree of life, not the tree of knowledge. I'm going to be a scientist. And increase in numbers. I have intellect. I maneuver through society masterfully. Shut up. Shut up. Of course, intellect is inferior to wisdom. Shut up. You bred toward the tree of knowledge and complicity with serpent-like wickedness. The spirit of martial arts, life. Spirit of reproduction. Luke 12:10, and everyone who speaks a word against the Son of Man will be forgiven. But anyone who blasphemes against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven. Let's see if there's a Trinity and these things are equal. Oh, they're not equal. They're not equal. Jesus is not God. He is the Son of God, and he acts like the Pharaoh, and he is conveying the Spirit to people. Why didn't his mere presence, right, make you holy? He had to tell you. He had to introduce you to the ideas. The ideas are the way, not the written word, not the oral word per se, the idea that they're trying to communicate, which is more effectively communicated by a man of God who's in the Spirit, which the book doesn't accomplish the task. And who's going to be in the Spirit but the guy who hones his senses? We'll get to that in a moment. So the spirit of reproduction, the spirit of martial arts, right? The spirit of life, the spirit in which it is given and it is received. You will live and die by reproduction. You will live and die by martial arts. Naturally. Luke 23:28, Jesus turned to them and said to them, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me, weep for yourselves and for your children. For the time will come when you say, blessed are the barren women, the wombs that never bore and the breasts that never nursed." You know why I took my oath? Because yes, I know you failed woman. I bent over backwards trying to find an avenue to create the situation for people to be able to breed in the Spirit of God and bring children into this world in a way that is honorable and not regrettable. You failed. Yes, you were still supposed to try to come to me. Are you fucking stupid? I am your Pharaoh. I am the standard. I am the ideal man. You're supposed to rally to me. I give you spiritual protection. Don't fear who can harm your flesh. We'll get into the clothes and the symbolism in the crucifixion there. We emphasize the crucifixion. Shut up. Shut up. So let's get to the divided his clothes, right? Skin color. Semitic genes, right? Genes, clothing, genes, the genetics. Afro-Asiatic, right? So some people are like, oh, Jesus is black. Jesus is a Semite. He's an Asian, He's a Mexican. I've heard it all, right? You're dividing his flesh and not the spirit, which is not your place to divide. It is mine. I am Pharaoh. I determine where the spirit goes and how much people get. I marshal this thing on behalf of God. I am God's representative on earth. 36, the soldiers also came up and mocked him. They offered him wine, vinegar, right? Vine, the tree, the vine, vinegar, and said, if you are the king of the Jews, save yourself. Well, why? This has martial arts implications. The martial artist is the natural king. If you are really the king of the Jews, by blood, by truth, in truth with spirit, take yourself off that cross, kill us all, and make your getaway. Certainly you can crush us simple Gentiles, knucklehead soldiers that have been told to crucify you. You should have saved yourself a long time ago. You're supposed to be this great martial arts mind. If you are the king. They didn't say the Messiah. They didn't say the Son of God. They said, if you are the king. So regardless of science, one must look to Biafra regardless of revisionism. Revision. Right? The E, not the A. Revisionism. Of course, if you tell the truth, it is raw vision, right? Pure. Pay raw homage. Don't put on makeup and be, I'm a dumb bitch. I'm trying to be like Lady Gaga because I'm trying to pay homage to the same dumb bitches that she pays homage to, who basically worship the spirit of not being in the spirit, so to speak. Bunch of bitches, okay? I am victorious in reality. Think about it. I am the truth. And because the truth has destroyed you all, you must be destroyed. At this time, tell your children, we do not love you. We did not go out of our way to secure the spirit, which is the spirit of love between us. What else matters? That a feeling, an empty vessel touching your face. Oh, I love you. Oh, let's take a cute little picture. Right? Is it not the spirit, the feeling that is a result of the pure spirit of God that the picture is supposed to capture in that moment? If you don't preserve that, I don't love you. You don't love him. You don't love him. None of you love anybody. Only I do. And it is my righteous indignation as a result of your lack of love and loyalty and determination and dedication that has destroyed you. You are done. Raw has won. He always has.